I'm really happy this evening, not minding the timing, but it's really an honor to share this wonderful moment, discuss important issues of not just state building, but nation building with this team. Let me use this medium to say a big thank you to Mr. President. We all know the basic needs of a family, or would I say elementary needs. We say food, clothing, and housing, or what they call shelter. And in our country today, because of the cost of living, housing has become an issue. It's no longer an issue of what I say, medium income earners. Because medium income earners can't even afford housing again. So it's an issue that the government, both at the federal level and the state level, must come together, work together to find a lasting solution. Maybe not completely eradicating the problem, but reducing that pressure on the citizens. We are thinking in the same line with Mr. President. In our dear state, some months back, we did flag off a 20,000 housing unit specifically for low-income earners. What is the purpose? How many persons can afford housing in the GRA? Just a few of us. We need to make provision for our civil servants. We need to make provision for our traders. We need to make provisions for our taxi drivers. We need to make provisions for our teachers and other classes of workers. And that was what gave birth to that program. And I'm happy to say today that that project is ongoing and there are evidence of seriousness to that. So coming this evening to receive another delegation, this time around the Federal Housing Authority, I'm really happy. Because even the one we are providing, they won't solve the problem. So adding this one to what we're already doing will also help in mitigating those challenges. So I want to assure you that we'll be part of this project and we'll give you all the necessary support. Your demands are very simple. We have records available to us in this state, lands that were given to people undeveloped. That is not the story anymore. We are dealing with a team who has come, stated their commitment, and has already pledged their seriousness. They are telling us here that they are not interested in just the land. They want even the contractors to be part of the project. People from River State. They didn't even end there. They're also saying that this project, they want to do it in such a way that they want the state to support off-takers. What else do we need? What else do anybody need to show that this government from the federal is people-oriented government. I want to assure you that we will, as a government, as the head of government, I'll call the teams that are concerned, the Permanent Secretary of Lands, the Commissioner for Housing. They are going to meet with you, assess areas that are still undeveloped, and you make your choice, and we commence. We sit down. You said something here very interesting. It's not just building houses because of the sake of building, but building in such a way that we consider the income of the would-be occupier. It means you have the people at heart. You're not just embarking on the project as elephant project. You're not just embarking on the project because you want to come and commission a project or flag off a project. You're interested in the end product. It shows seriousness. That is our motto as a government. The few things that we are doing, we are interested in ending it well, and people seeing the purpose and the usefulness of our project. So I want to thank you, assure you, we'll give you all the necessary support. You're already a homeboy, so we know that you came for a purpose. You want your name to be recorded in the sound of time here. We'll help you do that. Our message to Mr. President is we're going to own the project, we'll see it succeed so that it will also be a legacy for him in our dear state.
My name is Honorable Yetunde Ojo. I'm the MDC of Federal Housing Authority of Nigeria. What necessitated this visit? First of all, like we said, is a courtesy call. Secondly, it's about carrying the message of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, on its Renew Up agenda. And in the Renew Up agenda, housing is a critical issue. We all know in the welfareism theory, there are three: food, clothes, and shelter. Shelter is a part of our concern, and Mr. President, like I said, deemed it fit to appoint this new executive management team so that we'll be able to go. The reason why we are here in Rivers State, we all know the pivotal situation of Rivers State in Nigeria, in terms of economy, in terms of the mineral resources, in terms of what Rivers State used to be. We don't want to build house that the people of Rivers State will not be carried along. And presently, who represents Rivers State is the executive governor of Rivers State. We are here, first of all, to solicit for a land. Secondly, to also let the government of Rivers State be aware of what we want to do. We don't want to be of the old fashion where we get land in Rivers State, like I said, we do designs in Abuja, then want to enforce it on people. And those are reasons sometimes why housing project fails. We want a situation we will start from scratch together to finish. Though they are doing their own state housing project, but this is a federal government project. But we know these houses will be situated in rivers, like it will be situated in all other states in the country. Why can't we have this discussion together? Secondly, is also to reduce the bureaucracy, the bureaucratic problem. Being here today, you could have imagined if we, the executive management team, have sat in Abuja and we're exchanging memos and letters with His Excellency, you realize that this would not have happened in 1 year. What happened in 24 hours? The executive governor magnanimously, wonderfully, has ceded some hectares of land to us, which he said, today is a public holiday. And I thank him for that. He couldn't get his full executive team on ground. And he has said by Monday next week, we have given the letter of our proposal, but he has said to us that he's going to give us hectares of land in which we are going to build in. Not just building, they are going to support us in all ramifications. You see, at this junction, it is not about the party. I keep saying it. It is about Nigeria. An election is over. Let us come together and let's build a nation forward. This is a PDP state. The president in Abuja is an APC. But I know Mr. President very well. We all know the thinking of Mr. President very well when he was the governor of Lagos State. He runs an inclusive government. He doesn't do partisan issue when it comes to deliverables or delivering for Nigeria. It picks Nigerians first. And that's why we are here to talk to a government who is a PDP government. We've been to Kano. We've been to Osun. We were in Abia yesterday. These are non-APC government. But Mr. President wants shelter on the roof of every Nigerian at an affordable cost. And you see why it becomes affordable is very easy. You can imagine the state government giving us a land, telling us to go and pay X amount of money on crop compensation. By appealing to the state governor to say, not just giving us a land, help us in clearing the bills as well, so that we can also make the houses affordable, mass housing, and social housing scheme. Let's assume Rivers State government has helped us to clear about 300 million. To be honest with you, that 300 million, we build a one-bedroom and a carcass of close to almost about 150 thereabout. And at that level, you can now start be talking about social housing or mass housing. But if we at the federal level has to pay about 200 to 300 million, how are we going to do the social housing? So that's why for the first time, with the executive management of FHA, that's why we've decided to leave our seat. You can see it's raining now in Rivers State, and we are here to talk to the government to achieve the dreams and desires of Mr. President.
Please for you to tell us how many, in terms of numbers of housing units that we are looking at, and just to sum up, how determined are you to see that this very dream is achieved upon the receipt of this?
Well, to be honest with you, in Rivers State, we ambushed Mr. Governor. Today is his resting day. But in Magnosi has agreed to give us some hectares of land. We are expecting about 50 to 100 hectares of land. And in 50 to 100 hectares of land, we should also understand one thing with this housing. We are also going to build city in a city. So some part of this housing will be for the masses, some of it will be for diasporans, some of it will also be for well-to-do Nigerians. Let's be honest at this junction. You understand? So if we tell you we are going to provide 5,000 units of houses, we will make sure that about 2,500 of it or 3,000 is affordable. Remember, the state government is also coming in as off-takers. So we would definitely do nothing less than, we would, with the cooperation of the governor of this state, do nothing less than 3,000, 5,000 massing. Remember, we are not building four-story building. We are only building ground floor and duplex. And it takes 22 days to 30 days for decking to be ready. So once we start, that's why we are doing a consultation. Once we start, we are starting massively because we have consulted. It's wrong for us to go and start without consulting. It's better to consult before you start.